Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
Episode 12, special Valentine's Day episode here for all you lonely hearts out there. I don't know what that even means.
That means you're a loner.
For all you boogs out there, we got My Bloody Valentine. 1981 cult classic slasher from a bunch of Canadians that really haven't done anything else besides this movie.
Not really haven't. They seriously have not done anything else.
Yeah, I feel like some of them have done like a couple TV appearances on like random TV shows and stuff, but in general, like this was it.
Yeah, no, this is the biggest thing of their career. Besides, I think The Killer.
Yeah, he went on, but his career path is like not this. Like he went into like TV show animation. He worked on some like good TV shows. We'll get into it. But besides that, Valentine's Day, Boog, what's your plans? Besides, we're recording this on Valentine's.
I'm gonna go probably watch the Penguin game. I'm gonna go snuggle with my cat Marty.
That's illegal in some states.
Not in my state. It's not illegal in my state. I fact checked it. Don't do this to me.
That's where I know you're lying, because you haven't fact checked one thing your whole entire life, you piece of
I
shit.
have fact checked one thing my entire life, and it was the fact that I can snuggle with my cat.
Is that a euphemism?
No, if it's a euphemism if I say tonight I'm gonna be snuggling with my pussy.
Boog said pussy.
I couldn't hold it in.
Oh god. Alright. Yeah, I don't really got any I wanted to go see that new Sonic movie. But there's gonna be a lot of people out tonight, so maybe over the weekend I'll go see it. I did have some options for some plans, but I was like, I don't know, I'm not about it. Not about that life.
Don't blame you. I like to relax more than I like to be out and about.
Yeah, I'm more in the accrual phase. More about get cash, not gash.
Just
I just want to use that, and I never used that to describe pussy before. Gash. There's some fucking like brutal words out there. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love this country.
oh, say, can you see?
All right. Let's tone it down. We're getting goofy here, but
We'll get back on track with the movie. Oh, Canada, my home.
This is actually pretty appropriate tonight for the Pittsburgh Penguins game. It's their French Canadian speakers night.
Wow.
They're gonna have former player back, Max Talbot, and he's gonna actually be the PA announcer. So if anyone scores goals, he's gonna announce them in French, which is they've never done it before, but hey,
That's a cool concept.
yeah, a little bit different. Actually,
Yeah.
I might check and see what tickets to that game are. I might just go
Tonight?
Yeah, I really just don't want to go out. You know, everyone and their brother's gonna be out. Actually, everyone and their date's brother. It's weird. I don't know.
Who's dating their brother?
You are.
Oh god.
Ern and Debbie are gonna be pissed.
Let's bring that one to the church.
Hail Satan.
Whoa.
I know they get you fired up. All right, let's get into this. Let's talk a little bit about the cast and crew of My Bloody Valentine. Directed by George Mahalika. He pretty much didn't do anything else of note. Written by Stephen A. Miller. He came up with the concept, and John Beard, I think that's pronounced Beard. They really didn't do too much else. John Baird, he got credit for writing the story of the 2009 remake, but I guess it was just because that one story is pretty similar to this one, so he gets writing credit there. So good for him. He double dipped on this one. Main character, you got TJ, played by Paul Kelman. Also not really in anything notable. Like, this is how rough it is for him, is he doesn't even have a picture next to his name on IMDb. He played a stepdad in some movie called Black Roses, which has an awesome poster. You got IMDb pulled up?
I do not know.
Their poster for that movie, Black Roses, I might watch it just because of the poster.
Oh, that doesn't make it good, though.
When do you see this? Yeah, I'm not saying it's good, but this poster. He played Andre in Caged Men. That sounds like a Grindhouse movie.
What is it called? Black Roses?
Yeah. Just go, whatever. You'll see it. I'm going to keep going through this here, just so we get through it. Yeah, he played a character on a TV show called Police Surgeon, so he really wasn't in too much. Then the main love interest, you have Sarah, played by Lori Hollier, and her only other thing of note is she played a doctor in one episode of Star Trek Voyager in 1997. I mean, she did some other little things, like some made-for-TV movies, and a couple TV show appearances, so she stayed busy, but nothing really of note. So I guess she was on the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV series. That's something. Speaking of that, did you see the announcement yesterday?
What was that?
Rick Moranis, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You know how like he retired from Hollywood after his wife died for like years? Like that's why he was in a bunch of movies, then he just disappeared. He's coming out of retirement to be in the
Ghostbusters movie.
No, which I was interested to see if maybe he was going to show up in that, because he was obviously awesome in Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
For sure.
But he's going to be in the reboot called Shrunk, the reboot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully he hasn't lost his stuff.
Yeah. I obviously like the first one. The second one wasn't bad, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Yeah.
Rough. Yeah, other than that, just mostly TV series. She was in the RoboCop TV series. I saw something else here that looked pretty cool that she was in.
It says on Wikipedia in 2017 she portrayed Alice in the Netflix comedy film Christmas Inheritance.
Cool.
I don't know if that's true or not. It's Wikipedia. Wikipedia is sketchy.
Hey, she was on the Dukes of Hazzard one time. It must be in her contract, because most times that she appears in a TV show, she appears as a doctor of some sort. So good on her. I want that. I want that written in my contract. I want, like, if anyone like contracts us for something, I want my credits to be Dr. John.
If you try to just be portrayed as a doctor, you'll be like Lori here. You'll be able to count your acting jobs on two hands for a 40-year span.
Hey, as long as I'm getting that credit as a doctor. One of the other main leads, Neil Affleck, that played Axel, he actually had a little bit more interesting of a history. So he played as a medical student in the other cult classic. I guess it's more of a sci-fi, but also horror element, Scanners, which I'm pretty sure you haven't seen, but for other horror fans out there, most likely have seen it. As that, you've probably seen the gif of it. You ever seen the gif of the guy sitting there shaking and then his head explodes?
I don't think so.
You probably have, but that's from Scanners. But he just played a small like background role in that. But the more interesting with his backstory is he got into different jobs in animation. He was in the animation department for the Simpsons TV series from 91 to 2000, as well as he worked on the movie in 2007. He did some sheet timer, which I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it has to do with setting up the animation for the Rugrats TV series, that was huge when I was a kid. That was kind of still your time there. It ran for a while.
I remember watching it.
As well as he worked on one episode of King of the Hill. Propane and propane accessories.
Jesus.
And then one of my all-time favorite series he worked on for 9 episodes as an animation timer for Rocko's Modern Life. Love that show. That was slightly before your time. That's like early Nickelodeon cartoons.
Don't know what it's about.
Oh, that's such a shame. Rocko's Modern Life is the shit. Looks like he also directed some movies, or he actually got to direct 7 episodes of The Simpsons. Good on him, and two episodes of Family Guy.
That's pretty good.
Good on him. Neil Affleck just out there still doing it. That's a motivational story for you there. If your first path doesn't work out, you keep trucking. You make your own name for you. When podcasting doesn't work out for you, Boog, right to the coal mine for you, buddy.
Too bad he's not even allowed in the same room as his brother, Ben Affleck.
That's not his brother. Ben Affleck's brother is Casey Affleck. Ben Affleck's from Boston, and this dude's from Canada.
That's pretty close.
They actually portions are.
Yeah, that's right. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
Especially since I don't know if he's from there, but the movie was filmed in Nova Scotia. That's not that far from Boston.
Nope.
Speaking of this movie being filmed in Nova Scotia, do you know who else is also from Nova Scotia?
From the movie or from like other places?
In general, dude. In general.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby. Nathan McKinnon, Brad Marchand.
That's pretty much it. That's all the people I know from Nova Scotia.
I'm going to say Alfred was from Nova Scotia.
Alfred.
Yeah. Butler?
Alfred. I'm going through the rest. Alf Humphreys. Speaking of Alfred, he played... Who the hell did he play in this movie? Howard. He played Howard in this movie. He played a priest in The Uninvited back in 2009. He played Lester in Rambo First Blood, as well as he played William Drake in X2. So that's back-to-back weeks where we got someone that was in X2. What a coincidence. I mean, it really is. He was in some of the... these movies were cheesy, but I kind of still, watched them. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He was Mr. Jefferson in that.
Never seen those.
But that's your time. That's more your time than anything. He actually kept busy. He played a sheriff in Supernatural TV series, which, if you're looking for a connection there, he played a sheriff in the Supernatural TV series, and one of the brothers from the main characters in Supernatural went on to be in the remake of the movie in 2009. Jensen Ackles, or whatever the fuck his name is. I'm terrible with names.
Wasn't someone from The Turning in Supernatural as well?
I think so. I think it was the creepy guy in that.
Yeah.
You know what's sad is we saw that movie 3 weeks ago. That movie is so bad that it's just out of my mind now. That's the worst thing you can say about a movie. Some movies are so bad that they stick with you forever and you don't forget it. That movie is the definition of forgettable. Also, this dude was in 3 episodes of my favorite TV series, The X-Files. So good on him. Al Humphreys, probably the most busy man out of everyone in this. Good for him. Got a bunch of other minor characters. No one really has done. The majority of them don't even have pictures on IMDb. So that tells you all you need to know about that.
Hey, I don't have a picture underneath my IMDb.
Because you have no film credits, Boog.
Damn right I don't. Yet.
Don't let anyone know, but we're secretly working on a little project.
Hi, if you need a really tall person that can't really do anything physical because I have a bad back, I'm your guy.
If you're looking for a man to play a Sasquatch in your movie, I got your guy for you. Call 9100 Boog. Is that too many numbers? Just put as many O's as it takes before you get to the G. All right, well, we'll do a little brief overview of the story here. All right, so a little plot summary here. Starts out with the mayor of the town, Valentine's Bluff, an old mining town. He's going to reinstate the old tradition of the town's Valentine's Day dance, which had been suspended for 20 years. The dance stopped after an accident which 2 supervisors left several miners in the mine to attend the dance. Because they forgot to check for the methane gas levels before they left, there was an explosion that trapped the miners. There was only one survivor, Harry Warden, who, to stay alive, resorted to cannibalism, and then he went insane. He murdered the 2 supervisors who left him there when he got out, and then he vowed further attacks if the dance was ever to occur again. Flash forward 20 years, and the dances were going to start again. At the same time, during all of this, Warden was placed in an insane asylum in the town. Basically, didn't try to cover up the accident, but we're trying to just keep it hush, really not talk about it. So then you get your main cast there, bunch of younger people. It's a little bit different because typically in the slasher movies you have like teenage kids, but these are like still younger, but like out of high school. Most of them work in the mine, or their dates and everything like that. So you got Gretchen, Dave, Hollis, Patty, Sylvia, Howard, Mike, John, Tommy, Harriet. But then your 3 main characters, you got Sarah, the main love interest between Axel and the mayor's son, TJ, who had left to go, I believe, out to California, but he didn't make it and he had to come back and work in the mine. So big central moving force in the story is the love triangle between the 3. So then this is where like the killings start going down. The mayor and the town's police chief receive an anonymous box of Valentine's chocolates. When they open it up, it turns out it was a human heart along with a note warning that if the dance was going to happen, that the murders were going to start happening again. That same day, one of the residents in the town, Mabel, she gets murdered by a man in, I guess, just wearing like mining gear in the laundromat that she was at. So the mayor and the police chief cover this up to not panic people. And then they decide to cancel the dance, which really like pisses off like all the teenage characters there. They also reach out to the asylum to say, like, to check and see if Harry Warden is still there. But it turns out that they lost like all records of him. They just do a general shit job of running an asylum. So the main cast of characters there, they're kind of like depressed that the dance is canceled. They're drinking at a bar, but they get an idea. They said, you know what, like no one's going to be down at the mine. We have the keys. Let's throw our own party there because that makes sense. So they decide to go ahead and do that. And then there's a bunch more killings that go on. So not to spoil anything, but some pretty good ones we're checking out. And then it comes down to the finale of the movie there. You have the pretty much the 3 main characters left, TJ, Axel, and Sarah. And no spoilers, but there is a twist. You find out who the killer is, and it has a slightly crazy backstory to it. And that leads you up to pretty much the plot summary there. Alright, so that was the summary there. So let's do a little bit of pros and a little bit of cons.
Let's do this.
You want to get first, Boog?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just toss my cat. Yeah. You have been tossed.
Did he land on his feet?
Accept defeat. Oh, hell yeah.
Of course
It's
he
a
did.
cat.
Of course he did. You're right. You're right.
All right. Well, first pro, I'm going to say very creative kills. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I thought some of the creativeness when it came to killing is something that I haven't really seen so far.
That's true. I mean, the slasher isn't really been
Around as of late.
your big, yeah. They really don't make too many slashers anymore.
No, they do not. I mean, slashers are great because they're great classic cheesy movies. That's why I like this one, because it was a very cheesy movie.
Yeah, well, I would 100% agree with that. The kills, I had that down on my pros list. As far as kills go in slasher movies, this one definitely had quality. I've always been a huge slasher guy. Friday the 13th, Halloween, even some like the lesser known, like the Prowler, things like that, the Burning, which I think we should do the Prowler sometime. That, if you like kills, has some pretty good ones in there, some Tom Savini work. But the sad part is, like, there's some real good ones, but even though we saw a lot of them were highly edited by the MPAA. So actually, like, some of the things only recently ratted back in. Like the scene where the lady is killed and the guy opens the washing machine and her burnt up body comes out, which the effects on that were awesome.
Yep.
That was originally cut down. There's other things you could see where it was cut down, but I love the effects. And then speaking of kills, what was your favorite one?
My favorite one is the Wiener kill.
Weenie Hut General.
Weenie Hut General. When the guy walks in the kitchen, he's like, "Ooh, wieners!" As they're cooking in some boiling water, and then
Hot
the
dogs.
killer comes up and just, I'm pretty sure he says wieners.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying for the audience. Nothing. That'd be a terrible way to go out, getting drowned in boiling hot dog water.
Wiener water.
That's probably how you're gonna go out, right?
Ooh, that's a good name, Wiener water.
For what? Hey, Does Boog here. I got your brand new healthy drink here. It's wiener water. You want the taste of hot dogs in your mouth without all the calories? Drink some wiener water.
It's a
9-800-12-BOOG. You'll know when you run out of buttons for the O's.
Oh, Mr. Wiener water.
All right. Well, my favorite one, I liked when the guy caught the pickaxe through the jaw, up through his jaw, out his mouth into his eyeball, and it was poking the eyeball out. That was my favorite one. But there were some other good ones, like the chick getting her head smashed onto the shower and the water coming out of her mouth.
The shower one was a close second for me.
That led to another one of my pros. I was a big fan. They did the classic, which is, I wouldn't say revolutionary, because Halloween, like, really, I mean, there's scenes like that before in the early 70s with, like, Black Christmas, the POV shots, but the most famous one's typically the first shot in Halloween, the original 1978, where, like, it's coming up to the house and you have that POV shot. But I thought they did the POV shots really well in this one from, like, the killer's perspective. So that was another one of my pros. I don't know if you like. Some people like this, some people don't, because they kind of, it's not as scary when you're coming from the killer's perspective, because there's nothing like, oh, like, he's gonna come out behind something like that. It's not as scary, but, like, I think it's cool because it's like, I don't know. I just like how that's done. Something. I don't have a good explanation for it. I'll call that my Boog explanation.
No, I agree with you. But I like it when they're longer. So, like, if you remember,
That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna recover from that one?
You
weren't expecting that, were you?
I might.
This is what happens when we
ass.
record. This is what happens when we record in the daylight, Boog.
Oh, okay.
Also, I've been drinking beers all day.
Why? It's like 8 o'clock on a Sunday.
Hail Satan. I'm just gonna keep saying that now. What are your thoughts on the killer as far as it goes? Like, you know, in slashers, if it's gonna be a slasher movie, you have to have a quality killer. Like, you got the classic hockey mask Jason. Everyone knows Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger. Like, what did you think about Harry Warden, the killer?
Cool costume design. I wasn't a big fan of the pickaxe. Because I feel like that's a little bit old fashioned. How many times, like,
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, the costume with all the blacked out eye holes in the mouth, like, it looked cool. The way he moved, everything like that. But like you said, the pickaxe, like, my favorite kill's the pickaxe, but then, like, he overuses the pickaxe. Like in Friday the 13th, Jason, his main weapon's a machete. Like Michael Myers is the butcher knife. They use that, but then they also, like, have a variety. They use other things too.
They put that down and then use their fists.
Or like other things, yeah. Like he used that pickaxe a lot. And like the pickaxe only has so many kills. Like pickaxe, if it doesn't catch you like exactly right, really isn't devastating. I mean, he gets in a shovel fight with a guy and you can block it. Like a pickaxe versus a shovel, like, all right, like you're not in as much danger. Like if it was a pickaxe versus like a machete or a knife, like, I don't know. I agree with you on that one. Like he went to the pickaxe too much. That was his.
He should have made it a little bit more modern and just carried sticks of TNT. And just start chucking those at people in the town.
Just a gun. Like, gotcha.
Hey, watch out for Henry. He's back.
All right, so what else you got here? You got some con. Let's talk about some con. We've been talking a lot, but like honest, like general consensus, we enjoyed the movie, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, when that happens, you're gonna have more pros. But with some cons, like my cons are like minor with it. Like we always talk about, you got to look at it from like, this came out in '81. Like obviously, if this came out now, you might have more issues with it. But like for a cult classic, like it's worth watching. It has the stuff you want to see, but. What cons wise, what would you got go? That's not even a real sentence. So what would you got go? That's my new thing. What would you got go?
Hey, link, like, subscribe.
Link, like, Boog.
I stole one from you.
You son of a bitch.
Why you gotta be so Canadian?
That was terrible.
I know.
But yeah, I did have. I don't have an issue with Canadians. That much.
You know it's bad when we're saying a nationality is a con.
Yeah, it's because you're a nationalist, you fucking racist piece of shit.
No, we're just trying to find the smallest details to have a con to make an argument about.
Yeah, so I don't really have an issue with them being Canadian, but like it takes place in Nova Scotia. Well, it was filmed there, but it's in like a fictional town there, Valentine's Bluff. But there's times like when the main dude TJ and I think Sarah was her name, the girl, they're talking and like he's like, I'm sorry, like it just becomes, it takes you out of it a little bit. It's like too Canadian, you know. But I don't know if like Canadians would feel the same watching like an American production, but that is a very, very Canadian movie for sure.
I don't know. The only other con I wrote down, but it's not really a con for me, is cheesy. I like cheesy. Some of it was too cheesy, but I like cheesy. So it's not really a con. So
when I originally was writing out my list, I had as a pro that it was cheesy because like cheesy works for like old school slasher movies. Like there's a right amount of cheese and stuff. But then I took it off the list. I was like, because the con I did have is some of the dialogue is really cheesy. Like when Sarah's walking with her one friend and they're talking about should she go with TJ or should she go with Axel? Like the dialogue is just so painfully cheesy. It's like some of the dialogue in the movie is just so bad. But like some of it's so cheesy it's good. Like when Axel, like when everyone starts freaking out at the party, like Henry, what does he say? Henry Warden's here, everybody get the fuck out. Every time I see that line, I lose it. Like, that's what kind of reaction is that? But yeah, some of the other dialogue is so cheesy, it's like painful. So I had it as a small con. My only two cons is very Canadian and some cheesy dialogue. But some of the cheese like makes the movie, like that Henry Warden scene where he's like, "Henry Warden's here, god damn it."
I have one more pro, one more con. The one con I have is the twist at the end, revealing who the killer is without giving too much spoilers away. It was very expected to me, and I saw it from like the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, when the one character, no spoilers, like when he dips out at that one point, it was like, yeah, it was pretty obvious that it was him.
Yeah.
I had in general though as a pro, they had some interesting characters. It was different cast than normally because in a horror movie it's like young teenage kids, whatever. But there's like they're a little bit older, like working people. There's characters you wouldn't normally see, like the bigger, fatter dude with the mustache. Like that guy's not in horror movies. Also,
Yeah,
he had an awesome hat. He had that hat that said "Kiss My" and it was a picture of a donkey. Like I would buy that hat if I saw it. But in general, I thought the characters there was more interesting, like as far as plot, like with like there was the characters had more depth. Like the main dude TJ moved away, but then he didn't make it, and he had to come back and work in the mine. And his girlfriend is now dating the Axel, and it's like there was just an interesting story there. So that's normally characters in a slasher just like cannon fodder. They're just there to get killed to pad the kill count, but there was just more going on with these characters, so I appreciated that. And then other than that, I just had one more pro before you do your last one. I like the end song, the Ballad of Henry Warden. It was like an old folksy song playing over the credits. I like that. I'm all for those cheesy songs, you know.
My pro has to do with the ending. I liked how, without revealing it, I like how it had a psychological ending to me, like psychological feeling ending.
Like, what do you mean?
Because ow, 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 ow.
Is it affecting you right now?
Without giving it away, how the movie ends.
Are you talking about how like the way that the killer gets away?
Yes.
I don't know if that would be psycho. I guess it could because
With the laugh, yes.
yeah, all like how he's hysterical and stuff like that, and like how it would weigh on the characters knowing like he got away, he's still out there.
Gosh, sorry.
The hell was that?
Marty bit my calf.
Kick him. All right, well that's the pros and cons. Quickly we'll do recommendations ratings here. I would definitely recommend this to anyone that's a fan of slasher movies, cult classics, pretty much anything of that nature. Like if you like old school like 80s horror movies, like you're gonna enjoy this. Has great kills, decent body count. Like we said before, interesting characters. I'd give this one 7 out of 10. Definitely solid, worth a watch. I was entertained. Were you entertained, Boog?
I was entertained.
That's the important part, always. So pretty much anyone, you're a fan of slashers, fan of cult classics, anything like that, definitely check this out. I know it's streaming on Shudder, their service, as well as on Crackle. If you sign up for that for free, you can watch it on there. So definitely give it a watch.
Yeah, I agree with your recommendations. You know, classic slasher films, someone who loves those. The only thing I'd like to add is it's like a movie I would expect to see on Comet TV.
And, I think it's been on there
I would
before.
sit down and watch it.
Yeah. I've watched the other day on Comet TV, they had Killer Clowns from Outer Space on, another 80s cult classic. So
yeah, it's a good one.
It's a cool channel. Sponsor us, Cult TV, Cult TV, Comet TV.
Cult TV.
Sponsor us, because we'll talk about your stuff all the time, because we're watching it anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a 7.
7 out. That's what I thought. Like, it's not anything like crazy, blow you out of the water, but it's entertaining enough. Definitely, if you're looking to get in the slasher genre, like that's one of the ones that came out when they had the big boom of like pick a certain day of the year to have your attacks take place, like Halloween, Friday the 13th, My Bloody Valentine. I think there's like April Fool. There was in the early 80s, like late 70s, early 80s, it was like pick a day you got to claim. You can only kill on those days.
Makes sense. Halloween's a good one.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. I mean, it's untapped market book. I wish there was more murders on Valentine's Day. But other than that, so 2 7s, 7 out of 10. Give it a watch. Other than that, we just got the usual junk here. If you want to reach out to us, got any questions, concerns, comments, you'd like to see us review something or anything like that, just reach out to us at huntershorrorvision@gmail.com. Follow us over on Twitter. You can DM us there. We're always posting stuff and very responsive. That's just at HorrorVision. If you're listening to the podcast, that means you found it. But if you don't want to listen to it wherever you found it, we got other options for you. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, which still no one listened to on Stitcher. You can be the first one, and Google Play. So get on there, like, subscribe, link, subscribe, unlike, follow, all them things I think is a thing. Do it. Also, we have a YouTube page, so Hunter's Horror Vision on YouTube. Check it out. We posted a Let's Play. I got like 3 other ones in the bag that I just haven't got around to posting yet, but I'm going to. If we get enough subscribers, I'll post them. If not, I'll probably still post them. But other than that, check it out. Check it out. You got anything to add, Boogie?
If at all during this podcast you heard me moan in pain, it is not because I'm having sex.
It was pleasure.
I want to let you guys know this. I am not having sex here.
It was his pleasure.
I have a serious condition called sorbaceosis, and yeah, just wasn't feeling real well here, so I just want to let you know I pulled through for you guys. Can you pull through for me? That's all. Thank you for your time.
Well, other than that, I think that's the end of the line for us here this week. Check this movie out, and we'll catch you next week.
Adios.
Check you later.